Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over the monthly and weekly timeframes with Bitcoin. See if we can suss this out a little bit. All right, guys. So here's the deal. And by the way, drop a like for me if you could. It'd be greatly appreciated. Putting the content out for free makes sense of some of this stuff from a more of a common sense point of view instead of getting so emotional with it and try to keep the emotions out of it, make some sense of it. Right now here on the monthly time frame, here's your negative that you're probably going to hear maybe somebody mention to you that you have a lot of bearish divergence. That is a negative. You want to be aware of something like that. And the bullish way of looking at that here on the monthly is that this is a 1-2, and then it could be making another 1-2, and it's just a lower sequence because you have the highest peak over here telling you that it was never taken out. So the third wave, more than likely for Bitcoin, is in the process of being made way out here somewhere, wherever that will be. I want to go into too much detail about that. Now, the other thing that's going on, we have a nice third wave peak on the monthly, and then there's the issue is right here that some are calling that a fifth wave. Like this, guys, if that is the case, then my opinion, if that's what some are purporting that that's a fifth wave, is that that's a fifth wave failure. And if that's the case, this is what you can likely expect with Bitcoin. You have a three-wave move here. It'll complete. You'll have a bounce, and then it's going to come down into another massive third wave of this nature, and it's going to bounce up, and it's going to do another one. If that's what you believe, do I believe that? I don't believe that until proven wrong. This wave right here, you see, has to come in the price territory of that wave at 13,894, more or less. Okay, so I am still of this right here is what I think it is. It has to come down and breach that for it to say, okay, this is a one, that it was a fifth wave. Okay, so looking at the longer time frames, I'm going to show you something here. Let's go out to the weekly real quick. One of the ways, for those that are new to this channel, one of the ways you find impulse wave is with bearish divergence. I'm going to use the example of the first two waves that Bitcoin did to show you an example why I don't think that this is a fifth wave. If it is, it's a fifth wave failure, and that's very bearish for Bitcoin. That's what you just, the fifth wave didn't do too much. Not typical of Bitcoin, not typical of Bitcoin. So you can see this massive wave right here, okay? This massive wave run of 334%. You see this peak? There's your third wave peak right there to that peak. You see the divergence? Clearly on the weekly chart. Here's another one. You just follow that up. That's your third wave. There's your peak. Divergence right there. That was your sell signal. That's your sell signal. You come over to this wave, you see that there's no divergence. Okay? Just going over that with you guys real quick to let you know, especially for newer people that are newer. I'm repeating myself, and some might say, Greg, you're going over the same stuff. Here's the deal. You have new people that come in, they're not understanding where I'm coming from sometimes, okay? So here's that peak to that peak. There's no divergence. What is that telling me? That's it. That's a corrective wave move up. It's a sucker's rally. It came down and it's correcting this whole thing. It's a sucker's rally, in my opinion. Here on the weekly, you see the RSI. I'm gonna drag open this move that RSI. You can see and drag it open a little bit that how deep that is. So in my opinion, at a minimum, once Bitcoin finishes this sequence, there's some sort of rally at a minimum. So if you think that's a fifth wave, then more than likely there's going to be, boom, a rally, who knows how much, to correct this whole wave. It's got to correct this wave up and then swing back down like that. Okay. And for it to get down to 3,000, it'll probably do this and then swing back up to get back down to 3,000. You're talking months, years, something a long time from now, in my opinion. So I don't think that is a fifth wave. Now we go out to the daily. I'm going to show you guys real quick on that daily. You come here to the daily. We're going to go over this wave right here real quick. Okay. Check this out. You see that's a peak. on that wave. That's a third wave peak right there, the highest peak on the RSI on the daily. So here's the other wave. Here's a third wave peak on that wave. But you see from this wave to this wave, there's no divergence. That's how you find impulse waves, apart from corrective waves, okay? So if I want to break that down, I can see clearly there's a 1, 2, there's your 3, there's your 4, and there's your 5, okay? On this wave, I can clearly see there's my 1, there's my 2, there's my 3, there's my 4, there's my 5. What is that telling you guys right there? That's a 5 and that's a 5. There's a 5 and there's a 5. So what does that mean? This is how people get tricked in markets. That's an ABC, confusing people. This is typical suckers rally to, here's the end of it. Here's your sell signal right over here. People get back in, suckers rally, and trapped again. Boom. That's how they work. That's how the markets work, guys. So just to let you know, coming out to the, let's go out to the 3-month chart. Since it's all finished, it looks not like you're looking at these candles and people say, look at this candle, look at this candle. You know, on the last bear market, that first candle was just as worse than this one. You see that candle? And it had a rally, similar into here, a rally. And then this candle, you know, it's not as aggressive as this candle or this candle right here. So on the 3-month chart, but they're similar in nature. They're just flip-flopped, kind of, you know. This is an ugly, ugly candle. I agree that people are going to say, oh, look at this candle. You know, we are just going to be doing this. But if you look at this area, it's similar, okay? Now, some people are going to say, for those that are new to the channel, and they say Bitcoin can't go up when interest rates go up. And I will agree, when interest rates are going up and the Fed's doing quantitative tightening, it has a serious headwind. I will agree with that. But the Fed started quantitative tightening right here. I'm going to show you guys. Fed started quantitative tightening in November 2015 and did it all the way through here and all the way into 2019 into this area. This is when they stopped quantitative tightening. So it went from here, okay, to here. And look what Bitcoin did during that time. So it didn't really affect it until it was able to do this massive rally, and then it had to correct this wave. It's not so much that it was quantitative tightening in interest rates. The rally was so massive, Bitcoin was eventually going to correct it. Just like over here, this rally right here, Bitcoin has to correct it to be able to go on the next one, okay? When you're looking at it from a technical point of view. How deep is this going to go? Don't know. Let's take a look. Just take a look at this from a 4th wave perspective on retracement. So show you a retracement. I'm going to do a retrace on the 3rd wave all the way to the 5th. That's the 5th wave peak right there. And where is Bitcoin at right now? It's in 4th wave territory, guys. It's corrected 38%. This is 4th wave territory, 38%. And 4th waves can go to 50%. It can go to 50%, which is 14,800, and still be above the wave 1 over here. So nothing to be super concerned about yet, in my opinion, with Bitcoin. All right, now I'm gonna go over my channel. So people talk my channel. There's different ways you can do the channel. People do the channeling to the top of this wave. Most people don't realize there's 2 different methods to do channeling on assets like this. Okay, where you do it from the bottom of wave 2 to the bottom of wave 4 and the top of wave 1, and you exclude wave 3. It's a less aggressive form of channeling. And you use it in this manner like this: 1, 2, there's your 3, and then wherever your 4 ends up, and then you get a target. You can get a target for that 5th wave, if perhaps this is a 4th wave. Now, I will say that once it breaches this top of 13,954 or thereabouts, I will say I'm wrong, I was wrong, and it's not. However, to get there, at some point, based on the RSI data and the oversold signals that's down there and all the other ones that whatever other indicator you're using is telling you at some point there's probably going to be a little bit of a rally to be able to swing back down and get it back down there again, in my opinion. All right, guys. So looking at the long time frame charts, let's go out to the two-month chart. Let's take a look at that. See what it looks like. Compare it to the last bear market. Here's the last bear market. Look at all those red candles. Here's a massive red candle. green for a rally, and then candles. Comparing the two, they don't look too much different to me. You know, at the peak, taking it all out. Here's the peak right there, taking it all out. Okay. So it's getting to a point where, in my opinion, Bitcoin's either do some consolidating, go on a next run, or doing something to be able to do a bounce. We will see. We will see. Now, going down quickly to the shorter time frames on the 4-hour chart, you know, like I said, I'm looking for a area of 16,800 on Bitcoin, because this, in my opinion, is an incomplete sequence. It needs to finish this sequence. Now, whether it's going to go up here or it's done, don't know yet. It's taking its time. This fourth wave area, typical of a fourth wave. People that are calling this a 1 and then it's going down for a 2. Look, it's dragging out too much for this to be impulsive. In my opinion, it's just going on for too long. So more than likely, this whole area is a fourth wave. Whether it goes up here, back down, and then up to this area is open for debate. We don't know yet. Nobody can predict the future, but this would be the target area, 16,800. And I could see, you know, maybe even going down the 15,000 areas to really scare, flush some people, more companies or whatever needs to be taken out in the market, and then finish it up and go in there. Now, going off the RSI data, I'll show you right here, based on this this wave. You know, look at this right here. You know, I don't think that there's too much of a debate on what that is. A massive third wave dump. And if that's a third wave dump, you can logically put together a 43%. You can logically put together, that's probably your first wave. Here's your second wave. That's your third wave. Here's your fourth wave, down for a fifth, right? So here's a third wave peak right there. That's a wave with the most momentum. Okay, so but in there is a sequence. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the whole third wave with your divergence for your fifth wave right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish it off right here, guys. And then that will be the moment of truth for Bitcoin. All right, guys. So that's the end of the portion about Bitcoin. I was going to go over Microsoft. Somebody wanted to be that done. Take a look at that. If you made it all the way to the end, I do appreciate you. New subscribers, I do appreciate you. If you haven't already, drop a like. Hit the subscribe button to keep getting updates, to get a little bit of more logical, common sense point of view on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market. Be greatly appreciated. Now, on to Microsoft. All right, guys, this is the Microsoft. I got it all put together, taking a look at that to see what may be going on with Microsoft on the monthly. There's a couple ways that you can definitely look at this. And I have these set up. And I will go through this with you guys to take a look at this. Okay, this is Microsoft starting back in May of 1986 and did a run. So the first thing is this massive amount of divergence that it did. Massive amount of divergence. Okay, is at the end of it, and now here's the cycle that it did, and it's correcting that whole cycle. So you have a cycle like so, and it's correcting it. Is at the end. Now the question is it going to be a bounce and then come back down to get back down here? Don't know. There is that possibility. It could be the end of it for not the end of it, but the end of the cycle for Microsoft. So here on the monthly chart, there's a couple ways you can look at this with that divergence. So the bearish way is that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the fifth, and it's done. And now it needs to correct that whole thing. And it could go into a massive bear market where it'll come down, maybe have a rally, and then finally come all the way back down here to correct this whole cycle. So it would be something along the natures of like this. So an A, and then drag out for a B, and then down for a C. A multi-year correction of the cycle. That is a possibility, guys. To be honest with you, be straight with you, that is a possibility. You have to keep that. I would be very careful of this right now for the time being. You know, I don't know which way it's going to go. I'm just presenting what the data is telling me. If this is correct, this is its cycle, and it's done. You know, it's going to correct it, and over here, and this is going to come down maybe a little bit more and then pop back up into a corrective wave and then swing back down here to correct it. So now let's go to the bearish way of looking at this. Here's not the bearish, excuse me, the bullish. So the bullish way of looking at this is that Microsoft has this wave run here, and then these corrections are similar in nature. And then from this point, from the early 90s all the way here is a massive parabolic fifth wave run. Okay, so that's another way you can look at that. So this is a 1, 2. Here's its third wave, and then actually had a parabolic fifth wave run up like that. So this is like a third, and then you would say right here is the third, the fifth of the third right there. So you could say how you want to put that together, like something like that too. You could do something in that nature where the third is way up there and then it finished off in a fifth. And then this is the one. This here is 1, 2, and it's in its third. You could say that just based off this structure. And if this is a 1, 2, so then right here you have a massive correction after the dot-com bust, and then there made a flat, okay, flat move, and now it's in this move, and it corrected this sequence. It's correcting this sequence, which is just like this. You have your 1, 2. Where's your third wave peak? Looks like right there, 3, 4, and then a 5, and then it needs to correct that sequence. So what it could be is that this is a 1, 2, and it's doing a 3, 4, and a 5 like so. And then back here for Microsoft is a 1, 2, and then a more massive third wave type cycle for Microsoft. That's the bullish way of looking at it. So which way is it going to go? Don't know, guys. That's the whole issue with the Elliott waves. But the reason is that you can have the argument for the bullish way of it is the size and nature of this wave. You know, is it possible that it's this? It is. It is possible, and that's the end of the cycle. But the argument would be is the size of this wave compared to this wave. Okay. Normally, your waves are going to be similar in nature when it comes to time, size, and magnitude. And but it is possible you have a short little second wave, and then this is a massive fourth wave like that. And this is not very deep. Let me see how deep is that second wave. 52%. And then this is 74%. So yeah, more than likely, from a bullish point of view, this has nothing to do with this. It's different. It's different. So just let you guys know that's the way you can look at it. It doesn't look promising here right now for Microsoft. There's a good argument for that was the end of its if its main cycle, super cycle, whatever you want to call it. That could be the end of it. There's a little piece of me saying, I don't know, guys. I don't know. You have to understand too, when it comes to these moves. So you take Microsoft like on a scale like this, and let's say it's another 20 or 30 years, these moves will be so insignificant, and Microsoft could, be way up here or something like that. And you're looking at this now and you're going, oh, wow, those were just, they're big moves now, but then you look back and you're like, wow, look at it. So it just all depends. So my thing is I think it's going to continue to trend up. One of the reasons why is because inflation is going to keep on going, guys. Are they going to get control inflation? 8%? Nah, the government is saying that they care about it, but it's all a game, guys. Inflation is part of the system. They don't want it to be super high. Hyperinflation, runaway inflation and things, it's part of their system. That's what you have to realize. It's part of it. That's how they fleece everybody. People like you and me. That's how it works. They're not going to ever get rid of it. Can they lower it maybe a little bit? It's all a game. They're just saying that they really care about it to appease the people, if you will. And then the game just keeps going back and forth until it finally collapses. And in my opinion, based off the data that I'm looking at in the charts, I think the United States has probably another 100 years. I think the answer is in the gold chart. When gold starts moonshotting in its fifth wave run, because it's commodity and it's out of there around the year 2100 or more, that's probably right around the area that the United States government will start having its issues, currency issues, in my opinion, within 20, 30, 40 years, something like that. That's just my take on it. All right, guys, that's the end of the video of the Microsoft portion. Appreciate you. And I know most of you guys don't care about it because this is a crypto channel, but some of you want me to take a look at this from an Elliott Wave point of view. Thanks for watching. Peace.